What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be going over the Insight Terminus GrandMaster during Season of the Splicer. Let's get into the build we have got going on right now. So for my build, I'm going to be rocking Shadebinder, Warlock. Obviously I'm going to be running the turrets. As far as fragments, I've got Whisper of Durance, I've got Whisper of Torment, Whisper of Hedrons, and Whisper of Rending. I've got Bleak Watcher and Ice Flare bolts as my aspects. Now I'm running a Nezeracs Sin instead of Eyes of Another World due to my weapon loadout. You'll see about that soon. And then I'm just running a Charge with Light build focused on getting Grenade back and also rocking Argent and Ordinance as well. I'll be rocking Energy Accelerant, Sundering Blast, and really taking full use of the Deathbringer and the blinding nades that I have on my Orwin's Maul. We have a Titan with Ursa Furiosus coming with us. He'll have Anarchy, and he's just running kind of a typical Warmind build. And then we'll also be running a second Warlock with Shadebinder, and he's going to be running the Wither Horde. Both of the grenade launchers are going to be rocking the Breach and Clear. He'll also have a Void Rocket Launcher, and he will be running the Eyes of Tomorrow. Now, the reason I decided to go with Wither Horde and one Anarchy versus two Anarchies is just, again, to give us some versatility. And with the Whisper of Rending, it really does a nice job when targets get frozen. That Wither Horde being in the kinetic slot does an extra chunk of damage. Now, as far as the Deathbringer, you'll see that it is by far one of the best ad clears in the game and does massive damage to champions and boss. This makes the middle room extremely easy, and it makes the boss room really easy. So as we roll in here, we've got two sets of blinding nades. We're going to be utilizing those as much as possible. We'll be dropping in turrets whenever, and utilizing the Deathbringer whenever we can. Watch out for anything void on this. The Minotaurs hit real hard, and then of course the void in the boss room is extremely dangerous as well. The first room you shouldn't have any problems with. Just kind of zip through it. Use those turrets to your advantage. Use the blinding nades to keep things at bay. Champions go down real easy here. Between a Wither Horde and Anarchy and Breach and Clear, you should have no problems with any of the champions in this. Now as we move on to this next area, this can be the first of the problematic rooms just because of the sheer volume of ads. But you see here, I'm just going to hit blinding nades. We'll get turrets out. We'll clean up this section that we have as our little landing pad here. And then you'll start to see what the Deathbringer can really do. I'll blind stuff so things don't move around. Throw out a Wither Horde or a Deathbringer, and you'll take out a big chunk of ads there. I'll take a look, see where the ads are. I'll throw another one out, and we'll take out another big chunk of ads there. That'll pretty much take it. Snipers can be problematic here. You'll see on my chest piece I've got solar resistant on. That helps with the snipers. You can also use the sniper resist if you're not running a solar subclass. So as we move on to the next room, where you'll have Kerrigan the first time with the teleporter, that one's really easy. You'll see that we'll put a ice turret on either side of the door, and we'll blind stuff as it comes in, and we'll have Wither Horde and Anarchy. The two Unstoppables go down real quick. I'll use Deathbringer to just take stuff out really quick too. But overall, those Unstoppables aren't going anywhere, and you'll see how quickly you can just take them out. Watch out for those little flamethrower explosions because they can kill you. Now as we move on to the next room, this can be the one that's real problematic for most people, but we handle it pretty much like last season. Right at the entrance on that little square block is where we're going to sit, and we will just combo supers and utilize those turrets, blinding nades and just taking stuff out. You'll see that you know, it can get a little hectic and you'll get some deaths, but just you know, use those abilities and supers to, you know, kind of protect yourself. I'll lead off with my super here just to kind of clean stuff up, and then we can really just focus on getting those champions down. The bigger barriers are really the biggest problem children in this particular strike, just because whether it's the machine gun or the big ray gun, either one can pretty much melt you. So from here we'll start it up, we'll go back to our little spot. Get turrets out. And with this particular Grandmaster, I had zero problems with ammo economy. So, you know, make sure you're using those blinding nades as much as you can. You know, using that Deathbringer to really bring stuff down. You know, you should be able to move through this pretty quickly. This was our first run, and I think we finished this one off in about 25 minutes, and our subsequent runs after that, we got it down to, you know, 18 minutes was our quick one, and I think we can cut it down even more as we, you know, continue to run this throughout the week. Again, watching out for those unstoppables because they can be problematic. Now, when we do this part, we grab the first ball, immediately run to the left. We'll get turrets, blinding nades out, and then we'll try and get that barrier down as quickly as we can here. Now it's really important that you know that when we do drop those balls, that's when the next round's ads spawn in. So we'll have two of Guardians go get ready, and then one person just runs past. I'll get a turret for him, we'll blind whatever, and just really make sure that we are keeping himself safe so we can get back and reset, and then just kind of rinse and repeat. Alright, once you get that second one down, there is some ads that'll spawn in. Make sure that you clean those things up before you pick up the orb. Otherwise, you'll be dealing with the ads and an anti-barrier. So we usually just leave the ball on the ground and then clean up. Alright, so once you pick up that ball, then of course you will have an anti-barrier drop in on you. You'll have an anti-barrier at the bottom of the stairs, and you'll have an anti-barrier at the top of the stairs. So just real quick, clean those sides up. And as you can see at this point, you should be, you know, pretty life rich. Watch out for the grenades. They are nasty, and you know, they chuck them in multiples, so they can take you down pretty quick. This is why we stay up on this top ledge to really get this guy. Yep, and then obviously watch out for those barriers. Again, like I said, they're really the only things that can really kill you, other than Kerrigan's little Void Blast.
So you die right here, I can't get you till we get to the boss when you respawn. Yeah, these guys always drop a lot of ammo for me. Yep, heavy and special. I'm full.
Alright, as we head to the boss room, this room can get chaotic, but there's a couple ways you can control that. Me and my fire teams like to call this butts on the wall. That big round wall behind where Kerrigan is where you want to stay for pretty much the entire damage phase. You'll see we'll have turrets out. We're using blinding nades to keep things off of us. This is really a good spot where you can really see where Deathbringer shines. Not only does it do mad damage to the boss, but it is incredibly good for keeping the ads off of you and really just making sure that you can just focus on damaging the boss or capturing a plate. You'll want to get his health bar down to half, and then he'll go into his shield, and then we'll do the 3 plates. You can either all 3 jump on plates and try and quickly do it that way, but we found that's just a lot easier if just we rotate as a group and just move around the room. That way you've got support all around you, and you can really just make sure that things are getting dropped down. When he does go into his first shield phase, we like to take this opportunity to pop a shade binder, clear the room, and also freeze things, and then it's a great time for an ammo run. While the shade binder is moving about his business, then everyone else is grabbing ammo on the floor, and by that point you should be full again. Now the catalyst on this does a really nice job. You don't have to shoot it up nearly as far, and so you don't have to worry about getting more damage or less damage. But as you can see here, there's tons of ammo. We get full, and then we reset, and then we'll take the middle plate, and then we'll take the right plate, and then we'll move to the left. And you'll see through these particular clips here that Deathbringer just cleans those ads up. Between the turrets and the blinding nades, you shouldn't have any problems just keeping those things pretty clear.
Okay, this one's done. I'm gonna get back. We're gonna move over to the right. That one up there too. Okay. Styles, if you've got your super, do you want to pop when the rest of these guys come? Purple to or void shield to the right. Okay, go ahead and pop, Styles. And just clean up any ads. Don't go too far, stay kind of by us. You're just here to keep them. Where's I got? And then we can all start moving to the left now, through the back. Okay, I'm gonna grab this special right here. Oh crap, I might die because the stupid lip on those goddamn rings. God. Okay. Just gonna start moving over.
So once you get this plate, then it's just rinse and repeat. Go back to the wall, get your butts on that wall, and then just do as much damage to the boss as you can. Put everything into it at this point. Keep the gladiators off of you. Use those blinding nades. Don't forget to use those supers. The Ursa is making lots of orbs for you, which is nice because then I can get argent and ordinance too. But overall, you're just laying everything you got into them. As you're laying those Deathbringers as much as you can, you'll see you're just going to take the field out. It really keeps the ads at bay, and you're doing mad boss damage. Well, that's the Insight Terminus GM. Pretty easy one this week. If you like the content, please give me a like. Hit that subscribe button. Leave me a comment on anything you'd like to see in the future build-wise. Other than that, good hunting, Guardians.
Yep, just keep going. I'm right here. Keep getting whatever we're on so it gets breached and cleared. Yeah. This fucking rocket launcher is stupid. This fucking rocket launcher is stupid. It killed so many ads. Let's see how many ads I killed. Did I get one?